Hello, this is Watch All About, and in this video, we're going to be discussing the Apple Watch. Now, I haven't bought one, but my boss went on holiday for a couple of weeks, and he's allowed me to use it whilst he's been away. So, it's been pretty handy, really, because I haven't bought one. As I said, I haven't really had to justify paying £340 for this model in particular. So, these thoughts are really completely devoid of justification or anything like that. So I've enjoyed wearing it, and I'll just go through a few little things that I've found quite good and interesting, and what I think of it. So first of all, I think it's just worth showing you the really is a really long cable you get with it, the charging cable. This is quite cool as well. Folds up nicely. This is a U-case plug, and you don't plug it in, it works off contactless, but it's magnetized so it sticks on like that, and that's the charger. So that's quite a nice little feature, but I'll get rid of that now that I've shown you. So first of all, then let's talk about some of the specs. This is the Sport, the 42mm to be precise, and this one in particular right now will cost £339. So in terms of size, it's 42mm in height, 35.9mm wide, and 10.5mm deep. So I've got about a 7.25 inch wrist, and it seems to fit me reasonably well. It doesn't look too stupid, too large. It's very light as well, at 58 grams all in. The case on its own is 30 grams. So the strap does take quite a lot of the weight actually. So it does feel pretty sturdy on the wrist actually. It looks and feels pretty good. As you'd expect from Apple, the build quality is really good. It's made of anodized aluminium, this one in particular, and it has a Iron X glass front, which I'm guessing is probably similar to Gorilla Glass. The more expensive watches have steel cases and a proper sapphire crystal, which is quite impressive. But to be honest, for the price, I mean, this crystal seems to be perfectly suitable. My boss has had this since it came out, so what's that, March time or April time, I can't remember exactly, and there's no scratches or anything on it, and he wears it every day, so it's done quite well in terms of keeping itself from getting too scratched. So build quality, as we've come to expect from Apple, everything is really well made. Just like the iPhones, the metal and the machining is absolutely spot on. There's so many different aspects that all fit together so perfectly. I mean, the join between the screen and the case is pretty flawless, and this case back as well. The what's it called? The digital crown. That's nicely made as well. Feels nice to use. You can rotate it easily, and then gives a nice little button push, and then this same for this side button as well. So I mean, in terms of build quality, you can't really knock it. It's very well made and put together. But to be honest, you wouldn't expect anything less from a company such as Apple for a price such as this. So what have I found particularly useful? Well, let me just unlock it. And I'll put it on. So there's a number of things that I've particularly enjoyed about it. Firstly, when you get texts through, they come through as notifications. I don't have any at the moment. The glances is quite cool if you slide it from the bottom, so you can control your music that's playing on your iPhone. Obviously, you have other options like sound out your phone if you've lost it, or put it in airplane mode or do not disturb, silent. Heart rate, battery life. This is your like daily exercise, calendar, the weather, maps, stocks, and world map as well. So there is a few things there that I've found particularly useful. So first of all, the weather. I do check the weather a lot, so I've got little weather button at the top there, which updates the weather. What else do I have I been using? I have been using the activity and the fitness app. So this was my dog walk that I did earlier on, 12:39. I did a 2.23 miles. So this is all very interesting, and I do use this daily. I have been using it daily for my dog walk and also for my bike to and from work. So that's been useful and interesting. Um, the messaging on it is also very good because, well, that's email, but you get all your emails in here as well, which is quite cool. Not that they really show very well, and the messaging is quite handy as well. So there we go. When you do get a new text through, it displays, so you can just give it a quick glance like that, and it will show you. And then you can tap respond, and then you can speak the response, which is nice. So I've been using that quite a lot actually. So that's been pretty handy. What else is there? So the maps I've been using as well, so that's good for traveling. That's been pretty handy. I do like the way it lights up with just a flick of the wrist as well. It senses when you look at it, so that's pretty good. The music control, obviously I've been using that whilst cycling as well. So they're probably the main features that I've used. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So I mean, the user experience is quite nice. I mean, it's quite confusing, the differences between these two buttons. You have to get the hang of it. This is basically your favourites at all times, and then that's your digital crown, which does a variety of different things. And then you have to remember that you get your glances by swiping up from the bottom. So yes, I have been using it a lot, and the battery life I haven't actually found to be too bad at all. It's done well over 24 hours when I've been using it, and that's including my hour-long dog walk, my 2 bike rides every day, and also obviously just generic using it, checking the notifications and texts that come in, etc. So that's been really good, and I've also found that charging it, usually it can charge to almost full within 2 hours. So if I am struggling for battery and I'm just at work, or it's the evening or whatever, I just plug it in, and within 2 hours it's fully charged. So that's a good little touch as well. Okay, so let me get the macro lens on, and we'll look at it in a little bit of closer detail. Okay, so let me give it a wipe. This is a bit manky. So here we go. Oh dear. Right. You can see the pixel density there. You can see it's actually really high pixel density to the naked eye, but obviously under a macro lens you can make out all the pixels. There we go. So looking at the crown here, see it's all nicely machined, and if I push it in, you can see it's like a little clip, and then this one as well, it clicks in nicely. There we go. Just have a look at the case back as well. Apple Watch there, it's all printed. This is the heartbeat sensor. And that's a little button to press to change the strap as well. So the strap is comfy, easy to use as well. It feels good on. It makes the watch very light and easy to wear. So here's the big question: would I buy it, and would I wear it? I mean, if I was presented with this, or if I was presented with this, for instance, the brand new Christopher Ward C9 5-day small seconds, I would unfortunately pick the Christopher Ward, because I'm just a sucker for actual watches, mechanical watches in particular. But that's not to say that the Apple Watch is a very good companion, and it has a lot of uses. In particular, I definitely think I would choose the Apple Watch in two instances. That is traveling and exercising. I don't think you'd be able to beat the Apple Watch in those two aspects, mainly because there's so many things going for it: music control, maps, directions, just glances for your notifications as well. Particularly if you're in like a big busy street in a city like London, when you don't really want to be getting your phone out, just in case, you have your Apple Watch there that can do everything you'll need it to, just on your wrist. So in those particular instances, I definitely think the Apple Watch would be worthwhile. So £339 is still quite a lot. I mean, hopefully, eventually the price will go down. Maybe with the with every new release, who knows? But for someone who can afford it and who's interested in it, I do think it does offer quite a lot of abilities. For many people, though, I mean, you can be in two camps really. If you like gadgets and think, yeah, it's pretty cool, or whether you think, well, that's pointless, I'll just use my phone. So if you were to decide to buy it, I definitely think it would be worthwhile. And £339, what can you get for that? You could probably get a Steinhardt Ocean One, which is a very, very nice Swiss-made automatic based on the Rolex Submariner. So I mean, you could get a very nice automatic watch for the price if you wanted to, and the automatic watch wouldn't go out of date within a year, and would last probably about 15 years easily. So longevity is in would work in favour of an actual watch really, but never mind. That's a different point really. Okay, so that was my few little thoughts on it anyway, after wearing it for a week. I do think it's very handy for certain aspects, but I personally don't think it should ever replace a physical watch. It has its own functionality that gives it its own jobs really, and it should be viewed as a separate thing than to a traditional watch. So there we go. So that's my thoughts. This was the Apple Watch, wearing it for a week, and that's what it's all about. Let me just put it on and just show you what it looks like on the wrist one last time.